Hello. The pneumonia is severely kicking my ass. So if I sound like shit, you know why. We just can't care. As ready as I'll ever be. I'm kind of excited for today's video. One of my most, if not my most, requested video topic. It always has something to do with friendships or relationships, like how I personally handle when shit hits the fan. It's been a long time since I've even been open with my following or the internet at large about my business, like my privacy. When I was at my worst psychologically and just like with the messiness of my actual personal life, I was quite open about it because I was a bit of a hot mess, in my opinion. It was out of desperation, plus I knew it's how I made money. I was okay with kind of exploiting and monetizing my strife, knowing that I was going to receive funds for it. It got old very quick for me because that's not genuine to my nature. It's crazy how much can change in these very influential years. I feel like I'm constantly being thrusted by the universe into these new and more advanced situation type deals. Every once in a blue moon I'll come to you guys and I'll tell you something important that happened, only if I know that there's a message to be taken away from it. Like, y'all will watch it and take something away from it that I wish that someone told me, because I didn't grow up with older siblings. Like, I didn't have an older sister. I really didn't have much guidance, admittedly, so I had to figure out everything for myself and the hard way. So it kind of sucked, but I'm here to share what I can. I take it to heart when people say that they feel like I'm their older sister because they've been watching me so long and they've learned a lot from like what I've shared about my life, which is the highest compliment you could give me and like form of respect that I can receive, is like people choosing me as like a part of their family. All of that, sorry that was long-winded, but you're watching a Maya video, which means it's gonna be. All of that has to do with the subject matter at hand today, which is going to be friendship breakups, how to handle friendship breakups, and how to avoid them altogether. From a veteran friendship haver. La la la. If I knew it was good for me, I'd wear a fucking hat. I didn't do my hair because I don't feel like it. I could brush it for you guys though. We just all as a unit have to accept the fact that my hair is fucking ugly, and we all just have to not care. I'm never gonna be the girl with the gorgeous long flowing hair. I'm gonna be the girl with whatever the fuck this is. And that's that. Oh, the knocking on this, you guys are gonna hear it the whole time. Sorry, I wrote a script because this is something I didn't want to fuck up. I'm gonna do my best to read it with my keratoconus eyes that don't work, and I have this huge ass light shining in my face. I really wish I had coffee right now, but it's like fucking 6 p.m, so let me not. Anyway, here we go. One of, if not my most largest life lessons was how to manage friendships. My journey with friendship breakups starts at the very beginning because I was cursed with this extroverted gene. I have grown to love being a ringleader because that has always been where the universe has put me. I don't know if that's solely just because I'm extroverted. I don't know if that's just because I'm my mother's daughter. I don't know if it's because like the industry, I was like in the limelight and I had to entertain a bunch of people. I don't know, which is a curse. It's a blessing, sure, but it causes more trouble than it's worth. It does, because as much as it can be rewarding, it's usually not. I have to sneeze. Mastering and really valuing, really truly valuing, can I speak? Really truly valuing quality over quantity. Which is hard because I'm very extroverted and I want everyone to be happy. I'm like, the more the merrier. Ill-fitting friendships are the leading cause of like my life's dismay and all of my shit and all of my drama. It's always because I will see that someone doesn't mesh well with me, and they probably know it too, but for whatever reason we try to make it work. As somebody who is quite extroverted and feels so alive when closely bonding with someone, like deeply truly knowing someone, learning who I should pour into and who I should not pour into. There are different kinds of people on earth, newsflash. So if I say there is a certain kind of person I should not know, it's because I know it's not going to be healthy for either person. Habits, la la la, I'm gonna do cocaine, personality qualities, come correct. Come correct, that's all I'm saying. the ongoing saga of me fixing this lipstick because I have like 4 different shades on, all different textures, and I can't see. There was something that happened recently. Well, there's a lot of things that happened recently, but do I want to share this? Nah, I'll share it, whatever. So I moved back to my hometown. I wanted one last hoorah. It was after me and my ex split. There's no place like home. I do really love my hometown, but like anywhere, it comes with its quirks. And I've been all over the place and I've seen it even if it wasn't my business, like, or my personal drama, like you see it everywhere. So it's just like, it's a human being issue. But at least if I'm gonna deal with that, I wanted to do it like where I had a lot of fun, and I had a lot of fun in my hometown. So when me and my ex split, I had 2 choices, well 3. Go back to my mom's, move back to my hometown, or go somewhere completely new. I chose here, and I don't regret it, but I was meeting a lot of people when I first came here, and instead of doing what I usually do, which is draw like a line in the sand, I wanted to play nice. For me, that means putting our differences aside, meeting people where they are at. So instead of trying to push them to be better, I just accepted them as they were and still hung around them. I was at the point in my maturity where I no longer was willing to entertain anybody that didn't fit what I deem as like a good fit for me. Good mold of a friend for me, personally. A stable, independent thinker, somebody who isn't afraid to speak their mind or stand up for what's right. Came here and I became friends with a bunch of people who have a very ugly, unhealthy lifestyle and relationship towards one another. There's a lot of sexual promiscuity between everybody, just so much infighting and judgment and not holding people accountable, not holding themselves accountable, each other accountable. They really truly only get along because they party together. It's just not my scene. Like what I want from people, the emotional intelligence I require in my friendships, the loyalty, the devotion, the passion, they are incapable of even having a fraction of that because they're so... It was unfair of me to even entertain it. I made a promise to myself, I broke, but that I would not get close to people who were troubled by those kinds of demons. From a self-preservation standpoint, it's just my heart line and my boundaries, and I didn't have those growing up, which caused me so much grief. It was dangerous, and I had been a part of and been done to so many horrific things that I cannot afford psychologically to not have my boundaries. And when I came here and I crossed my own boundaries by being friends with people that I knew wouldn't be healthy for me, vice versa, that was me fucking up my boundaries. So it is my fault in the end. Like, I can accept the fact that like I got my hands dirty when I probably knew I shouldn't have. If I'm going through a friendship breakup, the people who are directly involved, they're gonna feel some kind of way about me that may or may not be inaccurate to who I actually am in the situation at hand. There's gonna be people, especially my like fucking freakish hater orbiters, who are going to see me have a friendship falling out. Even if they know in their heart that it wasn't my fault, they're still gonna say it. A large portion of this whole learning curve for me was how I no longer feel the need to defend myself, whether it be my reputation, like informing people on the truth of a situation, or even just overly explaining myself to people that they're just not gonna get it. There are people on earth who are just not gonna understand what the fuck I'm saying. They're just not. And accepting that you have to let people just think what they want to think. I saw something on Instagram once that was like, let people live in whatever delusional world they want to live in. They say if they can't reach you, they'll reach for your reputation, and that is so fucking true. So that's a huge part of this whole thing. Anyway, wishing them well. Hope they're doing good. We're just not supposed to know each other, and that's fine. I'm cool with that. And if we see each other around, you know, you say hi and you're nice about it, and you're just civil and you're cordial. That's all you can do. My camera just fucking keeps croaking. Before you even make friends in life as an adult, you need to know where you stand when it comes to these huge things that matter, like loyalty, trustworthiness. I am rigid and I am serious when it comes to those things. I am so fucking serious because it affects me so deeply. when those things are tarnished, you know, betrayal occurs. People take me putting up a boundary as me wanting them to conform, and it's like, no, I just want to be respected. But no, I'm not a tyrant. I was called a tyrant, and because people didn't bow down to my wishes, and it's like, I just don't like the behavior. So I'm gonna go. And I have never in my lifetime witnessed people hate me more than when I no longer want to be around them. And then people are vicious about me, to me, and I'm like, where was this energy when we were close? Like, you had never once brought any of this up. And it's interesting because the only people I am cutting the cord to, like I'm removing myself from, are the same kind of people. So it makes sense that they give the same kind of reaction. All this weight is off my back. Now I just have to worry about them fucking hating me and doing vindictive and vengeful things at my fucking expense. Whatever, you know. What I would like to say, and what I would have told myself, you know, 6-7 months ago, firstly and most importantly, save yourself the trouble. Save yourself the trouble. You can be cordial without being someone's friend. Vetting people is so fucking important, and it takes forever. Oh my god. Honestly, you never really know how someone is until you get into a fucking fight with them. I'm not saying you should start a fight, but naturally, people's true colors show when shit hits the fan. Dear Maya, do not be friends with people out of convenience. And if you're going to play nice, don't get too close. A friend, by definition, is a person with whom one has a bond of mutual affection. Something I live by is a friend to all is a friend to none. You are inherently who you hang out with. And if you're friends with scumbags, it will taint you. I don't give a fuck how nice you are, how pretty you are, how gentle you are. If you are friends with scumbags, objective scumbags, who do harm to others, you are just as bad, if not worse. If you are a bystander to evil, you're just as bad, if not worse. So really protect your fucking peace. Vengeful, strange, sick fucks love me because of what I provide to a friendship. There's a weird give and take. I will feed their ego. I guess I could talk about it now then. One of the things I bring to friendship is acknowledgement. There was this one person I was close with who I have never spoken about publicly because I literally cannot. Like, this is like uncharted territory for you guys because I can't. She is so sick that I can't even. I'm hoping she'll never hear that I even mentioned this because she'll know it's about her and she'll start to tweak. I have to know better. But, for example, with this girl, I complimented her shoulders. She had great shoulders. And I remember, like, when one time we were like getting into it and she's like, and I just always feel like you have eyes on me, like, you complimented my shoulders and it made me feel so seen, or whatever the fuck she said, and I was like, whoa! I think that they like the whole ringleader thing because they have access to more people vicariously through me, and they want to be more like me because they want to be the strong link in the chain, and they're not. They are, I guess, master manipulators, but almost mimics because they copy until they become a shadow of mine. And eventually then so they can skinwalk as me, but I just wasted such an opportunity to talk about this shit. I stay away from individuals who have no identity or sense of self, people who habitually copy others and like steal their identity, and then they take mine. Oh my god, they're like literally like my biggest op. They fucking love me, god damn it. And they're the most dangerous kind of people on earth. Scary when you are like, I guess, what they deem as like a unique figurehead, you know, like myself. Apparently, they grab onto that because they are nothing.
Thank you.
I'm not ignorant to these things. Crazy, fucked up situations happening to me. You cannot save anyone. And you should not try. We are grown-ups. Make friends with people as they are. If you meet someone who has potential, I fucking loathe that saying. Oh, but he has potential. I don't give a fuck about potential. Potential means they are lazy. Oh, you can fix me, you can change me, you can make me better. No, I make myself fucking better. The second you try to like come to Jesus with these people, that is not the same. They will resent you. I'm telling you, I've seen it my whole life. So how do you get over all this shit? Like, once bad things happen, how do you fucking get over it? The most important thing to keep in mind is it's not a fucking loss if they suck. If they added negativity to your life and you lose them, or if you cut them off, whatever, you are winning. You are winning. Doesn't mean it can't hurt, because loss in general, or having to put your foot down, can be a very painful ordeal. I always tell my friends, if you're upset about a boy or a girl, or you know, if this fucked up thing's happening, it's good to feel. And I like when they're honest about it, like, oh, I'm missing so-and-so. Because it's important to have transparency and open dialogue about these kinds of things, because then otherwise people sneak around and that's worse. So when my friends miss someone that I don't like for them, for example, tell me. and we talk about it. But once you accept that not everyone you care for or love should be around you, it's so much easier to just let them go, because love is not enough. Like, it's just not. And that might sound like so much easier said than done, but honestly, you can train yourself. For me, it comes more naturally, but I think it's because I was trained as a child, or maybe I was born with it. I have always attributed, excuse me. I have always attributed it to the fact that I was a part of audition culture. So if I didn't get the part, I had to move on. If somebody didn't like me, I had to move on. I had to pick myself up by my bootstraps on my own and not only face things head on, but move the fuck on and get the fuck over it. I don't want sucky people to like me in general, and I remember learning this also very young. I don't want shitty people to like me, because that means they see something shitty in me that they resonate with. When this shit really slapped me in the face, it was because I started gaining popularity on the internet. And I remember being so young and having like an existential crisis. I'm like, they would do things or say things or possess qualities that I did not resonate with, but they fucked with me. Someone like me is not meant for the general public. Like, I'm not meant to be a Taylor Swift type of person where like everyone's gonna love me. The attachment I have to like my identity, how important things are to me that I stand for, matters way more than being likable or appeasing a bunch of people. Being liked is not the pinnacle of success. Being respected for who I actually am, and making a difference in people's lives is where I'm at. That's where I'm at. So if I'm looking around me and I'm surrounded by a bunch of people that I'm like very confused by, or I always feel like there's something bad happening, and I'm like, I don't even relate to you, I just happen to care about you, I can't be doing that. Let the mental health professionals do that, because they're qualified. It's better to be alone than in bad company. Bad is meh, like it's kind of a mean way of putting it, but it's better to be alone than to be misunderstood, because that only leads to problems. Thank you. Dude, I could talk about this shit. The original video, like, before I cut it down, was 2 hours long. Like, I could sit here, there's so many different little pathways I find myself down when I talk about this subject matter, and I was reading off a script basically, and I still had to like fix up this video to make it palatable and make it make sense. I could talk about this for a lifetime. If you guys have any specific things you want me to talk about, or if you can remind me in this video's comments or whatever, you can always hit me up. Tell me, because it's much easier if you guys ask me questions directly. That's why I prefer going live with you guys, but here we are. If you love me, let me go. So what about the people that we love and that are good for us that we lose? Or at least good for us in a lot of ways. Maybe not entirely, but sometimes it's just not healthy to know someone on both sides. And if you love someone, you're gonna want what's best for them. And if it's not you, then you need to accept that. A lot of people are like, oh, I want it to get so bad that like I just can't help but go away. I've been there though, I've been there. But I don't ever want that to happen to me again, because I kind of got my wish. I was like, oh, I want her to fuck up so badly that like, it makes me never able to love her again. And it's crazy, because even after the largest betrayal I've ever faced, I still saw her twice. Oh my God. Mental illness, keep me away from her, because she sucks me right back in without even trying. But it's crazy, because like, it will never be enough. It's gonna be loving yourself more. A lot of people talk about closure. Like, a lot of my friends are like, well, I need closure. And I'm like, even if you get closure, it's never enough. It's just not worth it. You have to find outlets during your healing process. And healing it doesn't ever end, I feel like. All of my issues in my life have been because I've been desperate to just make anything work. I was desperate for friendship. I was desperate to love people. I didn't even want to be loved. I want to love others. In that desperation, I've made choices at my expense, and so far out of character. The prospect of love comes into it, and I lose myself in it. Every choice I have ever made is because it has something to do with love. So like, what I'm saying is like, I'm the shit. No, I'm kidding, but expect some more videos from me. I love you guys. Please subscribe to my Patreon if you guys want to help me financially. What I want to do is I want to make an album, so if you want to help me, let me know. Bye.